exceptional. It's nonsense. It's a podcast. You guessed it. The Exceptional Nonsense Podcast.
Why won't you let me go?
Yeah.
Give it a big old clap.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, apparently so. Sync the
you
audio
just-
up.
So you just edit that out now?
Nah, we'll leave him in.
I've never ever seen that on a podcast, to be truthful.
Nah, it's probably edited out. But it just syncs it up.
What? Is my mic good where it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
This chair, I should be sitting up straight anyway, because this chair's like
fact-
sitting on pallets, isn't it? So,
Can you log into the Instagram page? Oh, you can't. Can you log on to the Instagram
No,
page?
I'm
on there?
not- I'm not.
Bollocks. Are you logged into the Instagram page, Cole?
no, because I tried doing it last time and I needed the password to log in.
Passwords on the WhatsApp.
That's like, no, because it was ages.
It's the same as everything now.
Hang on a minute. How can I log out of my account? Oh, just add an Instagram account.
Yeah.
Log into an existing
Because
account.
I've got 2 questions on there that I should have really
Is that-
put on the group chat now.
You're a fish.
No, because that's a different spelling. That.
Oh, right.
So my Gascoigne spelled with a Y and not an I.
Oh, that's easier.
So I'm glad I'm not a fish.
I'm glad you're not a fish either.
I think it's a warrior of some description decapitating some monster. That's on the stairs. My family, like the shield. I've actually got it tattooed on my chest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a Gascoigne warrior. Is what I am.
Gascoigne Boyne.
What's the password? Would you say? What did you say?
Let's just say it live on.
You don't want to just air that shit. You know what I mean? You'll have to look on the group chat.
Oh yeah, you're fucking sorry. You're live, aren't you? So I didn't realise that.
What's the password for? What's my bank details? Hello, my name is Augusta. So I call from your bank. How's the warm Coke, Matt?
Oh, is it a warm one?
Coca-Cola, official sponsors of the Exceptional Nonsense Podcast. It's not a lie, it's not. Don't report us.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, do sue us because
Yeah.
it's not even worth it because we've got fuck all.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do? Take our Timu mic booms?
That's 10%.
All right.
Oh,
Got to start somewhere.
yeah,
I'm joking, I'm joking.
Fuck me.
Mr. £400 mic setups and shit that you want.
Well, we've got a lovely set of wooden shelves. Do you reckon they'd take that?
No. We were going to
Well, there you go. How do you get onto that question?
We were going to I thought it's in the messages.
Oh, okay.
It should be in the messages anyway. It should be 2 questions. We were going to put your mic boom on that shelf there, and I was sitting there going, no, because I can't guarantee that Cole's not going to rip that shelf clean out the wall when he's adjusting the mic.
Do you know what it is? Because it's there, and it's like sometimes you think, is it too high, too low, or, and then that makes me wanna.
It makes you just want to play with it.
How'd you find them?
It makes you just
Sorry, mate. I'm just passing your phone.
That's all right.
Phone around like a cheap whore.
Pictures. Oh yeah, so the first one. Oh bollocks, man! How do you fucking use these Samsung fucking phones?
You put your thumb on the
That's
screen.
right. We get copyrighted for that. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, Rob.
So what the first question is?
Yeah.
People's legacies, how they would like to be remembered. I'm only assuming that is when they die, not when they move to Australia. So when they die, the legacy of individuals. So we'll just start with us. Like, how would you want to be remembered, Matt?
Fuck knows, mate. I'm not dead.
But how would you want to be remembered? Surely you would want to have a little.
Don't know.
Great.
Or maybe as an okay guy, a nice gentleman.
Yeah.
Likes to try and get on with everyone.
Positive person.
HIV positive.
Positive in
Mental attitude.
as personality wise, positive, helpful.
Well, I'm fucking hearing all of this.
But
And
you
I'm
ain't
looking at
seeing
you
it.
going, what are you talking about, you daft cunt?
What do you mean? I'm positive
Hmm.
in small doses.
Yeah, small doses maybe. I genuinely want to be known for what I am. Just a fucking gobby,
Neanderthal.
Just in Neanderthal, a caveman.
Yeah.
Gobby cunt.
Just his
So,
gravestone's just
gobs
a club
off,
sticking
yeah.
out the ground.
There will be people on different sites and different places going, fuck me. Oh fuck, he's dead. But then they're gonna go 2 weeks later going, this place is boring without him.
I'd like to always be remembered as being like polite,
you-
respectful.
You never ever hear. Yeah, exactly that, because you never hear. So when you hear like different stories of people dying and that, and you never hear like, oh, my friend Bob died. He was a fucking wanker.
No, you never hear any of that shit.
I hated him.
Not even
Couldn't stand him.
in eulogies. People aren't that honest in eulogies. Like, my eulogy should be like, he was alright. Sometimes he could. It's just a lazy bastard.
Yeah, descriptions and eulogies and stuff. Nobody's that kind. Nobody's that nice.
No.
Nobody's that perfect.
Well, everyone's got flaws, isn't they? Like, they've got good parts and got bad parts, but I suppose when someone isn't here no more, you tend to refer to them in all the positive ways and not the negatives. Unless you don't like them in the first place, in which case you go, oh yeah, he's a...
Man was a prick.
Or they were, yeah.
But that goes against everything that you ever hear on the news or anything. Like, you always hear the bad about stuff.
Well, that's kind of what the
but when
news
you're
is,
dead,
though, isn't it?
you always hear the good.
That's
Apart
kind of
from
what
Jimmy Savile.
Talking about the guy was a... What happened with...
Changing combo.
He
Changing
had got a lot
combo.
of children, didn't he?
No, changing convo. No, it's not changing conversation.
You're talking
I'm just
about
saying.
conspiracy theories again.
No. Jimmy Savile was a prolific child molester.
He was a... What?
And yet... So he wasn't. What were we saying?
He was.
Yeah, of course he was.
Fucking with you.
No, I mean, you was changing conversation.
Just because it was your granddad, you
Hey.
don't like being spoke about badly. Unplug his mic for fuck's sake.
No, you was just...
Get him off here!
Open that, mate, because there's another question. Yeah,
No, you was just saying, you was like, oh,
nobody's ever going to
this,
hear
that and the other, and then you start talking about Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, because he died, didn't he?
And nobody ever says good things about him.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's because he
Because he wasn't
he,
really
like, he
good at
spent more
fixing
time in the morgue, didn't he?
Fixed a lot of things.
Fucking hell, did he?
Shagging dead bodies.
What?
No.
Didn't you hear it? He's a fucking... What's it?
Necrophilia, mate.
That's
yeah.
it, necrophilia.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So he used to... He'd go into the morgue and that, and he'd be rid of all the people and that.
He
And
had-
when they were leaving, he'd be like, oh, let me just pop it back in there. And he's in
He
there
had-
fucking digging them all out. He's, smashing it, yeah.
Come on, lad!
He had
I mean,
keys.
nah, it's fucking disgusting.
He had master keys for certain hospitals and certain morgues. He was given keys.
He's a dirty bastard.
Yeah.
What's
Sorry.
the second question?
It's in the messages, mate. From oh, by the way, that question that we just done was from Graham Cook. The next one in the messages is from David Burleson.
Graham, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
second question from David Burleson. Would you rather have one big toe like a hoof on the end of your foot instead of your toes, or would you rather have 5 little feet on the end of your foot with 5 little toes on them?
Fucking mental.
Either way, you've got trouble with shoes. Like, unless you go to some custom designer, like that's
But
a
then-
problem.
Even them little feet on the end of your toes. What about more feet on the end of them little toes on them little feet?
Well, your feet are just going to be like clown
Just
feet, like really long.
covered
Like,
in little tiny feet attached to little tiny toes.
imagine stubbing your toe.
All
Like,
I know is you'd
how
have
many
to make-
toes you would stub?
Eventually, it'd be so long it would just be skin.
Just be flaps of
There's
skin.
there's not enough room for bone structure there, surely.
All I know is the only people that gain on this is the sports shops, because can you imagine going there and you've got 5 feet on one foot or whatever? Oh yeah, I want a pair of them trainers, but you're gonna need 10 of them
Yeah.
for 80 quid each.
Imagine having a foot fetish and going home with a lass.
You need two size 10s, and then you need 10 size 8s, then you need 10 size 6s.
Yeah,
So
like
you're just getting smaller and smaller, like a little Russian doll.
giving birth to a child with all them feet. You're like,
Kill it with fire.
basically, yeah, kill it with fire because I'm not going through shoes the way that children go through shoes.
How would you walk? Like, how does that even work? Like, when you're walking
I don't even know where
in
he's got
tight
this question
spaces?
from.
You're gonna have to sort of walk sideways, isn't you?
You've got to walk. Well,
I'd walk
I don't
on my
know.
hands.
I'd just adapt and
yeah.
I'd
just chop off them abominations of feet, mate.
just adapt and I'd just go along the floor like a fucking
Mind
slug.
you could walk on one leg and you'd have pretty good balance, wouldn't you? Because you had all
Yeah,
them
amazing
feet.
balance.
How? Like, depending on how long the ends of your feet were, imagine a strong gust of wind, like doing this to the ends of your feet, going, just slapping like loads of feet and toes hitting you in the head, like a bum bump. But yeah, that's a mental question. I've got a similar one. Would you rather have hooks for hands or flippers for feet?
Flippers for feet. Use your hands more. I don't want hooks for hands.
How, like, then the question arises, like, how are you going to walk?
Well, you got flipper. Like what? Does
Flippers
the
for feet.
flipper start from the ankle?
Where do you live? I live in Birmingham, centre of England. Where's the water? Where are you going to use flippers? Just go swimming all the time.
But then, if you've got hooks for hands, in general, like trying to pick stuff up, apart from digging stuff, and hook, you know, like holding a couple of buckets
Too
while
much gardening, do you?
someone was washing your car, and you're gonna. What are you gonna do? How
How
you
would you wash a
gonna
car
eat
with-
food and stuff like that?
You could work in a butcher's
yeah, food will be all right. You
or an
just go,
abortion clinic.
yeah, but the rest of it is like, how would you wash a car? You couldn't.
Well, you could. You'd
Well,
so you'd park your
with a
car on the side of a river. You stick your flippers in the water and you just kick it, and then
No, this was
Huh?
this was. Imagine having hooks for hands and flippers for feet. Nah.
No, you'd be
Yeah,
fine.
you'd
Burn
be
it
alright.
with fire. Burn it with fire. So yeah, that's David Burton's question done. It's a crazy one. He works on the buses, so he's got a lot of time. He doesn't do a lot of work.
Yeah, maybe he's seen some people. You see some people on buses.
Bye-bye,
You see some
driver.
people, you know.
Bye-bye,
I've seen a few
driver.
people on buses. So the topic for today, where are we heading with this one? Because I've suggested it, and it's a fucking rabbit hole, in it.
Here's a rabbit hole.
Transgender, sex changes, lesbians. Not so much lesbians and gays. They're not really
You
in.
just say lesbians.
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 Lesbians. What do you call them?
Lesbianas. Lesbianos.
Is that Italian or Spanish? Yeah, how we're gonna start with this?
We start with the
Because
letter
I've
A.
only just realised as well that I'm a prick. All my notes are on my phone. So basically, what we do need to do is get anybody who's listening to start donating DSLR cameras.
Yeah. Anyone you got, preferably 4K. We ain't
Yeah.
picky.
Well, yeah, if you're not going to give a 4K, then I don't fucking want it. I mean, your camera would have been really good, but
There's nowhere to put the fucking thing.
are you? No,
What?
do you know this transgender thing? Have you got anything?
Yeah, it said start with the letter A and then with Z.
Right.
You know, it's all the letters, isn't it? So I identify as A, B,
Have you
C.
seen how long it is now? So I was looking through some images, and there was flags for every gender. Oh, it hurts me head.
Gender. There's two
So
genders.
gender and sex. No, there's not.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, sorry, there is. So there is male, female, and there's something else.
it's like Zen male, like cis. What's that?
Cis male, cis.
Cis male
cis.
is like.
It's spelled CIS as well.
Isn't that what pronoun people who identify with different pronouns are they? Is the cis male and cis female what they identify us as?
No. I don't.
See, this is the thing. This is the headache.
Because I saw the other day that people of pronouns and this and that. I don't know how it works, but that they have a gender for who they refer to, like us, like male and female. They call them cis male and cis female.
Yeah, like if you don't identify as anything, and
That's
you just
what they
wanna
class
be-
you as.
That's
So
non-binary though.
no,
That's non-binary, isn't it?
well, no, I don't know because
But non-binary is. That's when you don't.
because when you say to
You're not
someone
male or
of
female.
who's that awkward, well, there's only two genders, a male or female. They say, well, we've given you a name. You're a cis male or a cis female.
You shit yourself there when you just said when being that awkward. You thought, shit, have I just said that? I
Well,
just
it's-
called them awkward.
Well,
That's-
basically, this isn't
Yeah,
an
you're
episode for
fucking
woke
awkward.
people, because all them wokies are gonna be
It's
fucking
alright,
kicking off.
because on the bottom of the description I always put this podcast may offend you, so if you're offended, I mean, you heard some of P.S. Morgan's interviews with him. He
Yeah.
goes to fucking town on them.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Especially that one with the meat eater,
Yeah,
the one who didn't eat meat. He actually had a steak put on stage and
chewing a
stuff.
steak on
Yeah.
stage, yeah.
He's done that with a Big Mac once as well. He gets a Big Mac on and just starts yamming on that.
So there's a family in America. The man, sorry, the person that was being interviewed used to be a man. It is now a woman. I'm not going
Right.
to call him anything else, but I can it. It is now a woman. It says we're in a multi-adult household, and we're bringing up our babies to be non-binary, and they've just had a baby, and they call it a baby.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
They call it a baby because, so if that baby comes out with a dick, I don't know why they haven't got the heart to say it's a male. It is a male.
Yeah.
Got a phallus, so it's a male. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, well, in this
Oh.
day and age, you're wrong.
A lot of
In this
people.
day and age, you are, because that's not how we live nowadays.
It's fucked, man.
You wouldn't mind it, like if that's what people want to do, let them do it. Let them be known as whoever they want to be or whatever they want to be. But why has it got to be
No, because
thrown in your face?
But that
all
what
the
you just
time?
said, let them be what they want to be. That's the thing that's spoiling it, because they are just being allowed to be what they want to be.
But the
now
problem-
it's starting to really cause fucking havoc.
The thing is, it's like, if that's what you want to do, then crack on and do it. But don't impose it and make it like, well, because we are now, you need to be. No, I don't. What I live by what I know, and what I know is I'm a male,
Yeah.
and I know a female's a female. But other than that, don't bring. You know, why is it like, it's like, oh, you know, you go into like fill a form out these days. You like, oh, male, female, or rather not say, or multi-gendered and this, that, and you're sitting there thinking, what is the point?
I didn't realise just how deep set it is in society now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's really integrated now.
I don't know if I was with you or with Brett. We were driving to a site and we pulled into a Greg's, and there was the Greg's workers behind the counter all had name tags on with their pronouns on, and I'm thinking to myself, why do I care?
Yeah.
All I want is a sausage and egg baguette. I don't want to.
Well, people's putting it on their Instagram bios now,
Yeah,
like their pronouns. It's like, just fucking.
it's crazy. Like,
chill out.
if you want to complicate it, then yeah, keep on going with what you're doing, because it will get so complicated.
I saw a video actually not long ago, and it was like this oldish woman, and she's standing up, and she's got this another person who obviously identifies in different pronouns, this, that, and the other, and she goes,
Can
well,
I finish this off?
Go on then.
The camera. They identified as a camera.
Yeah, no, this is another one.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, I'm not repeating myself. So it's this old woman. She's standing up, and she's opposite this other person who identifies different pronouns, this, that, and the other. And she goes, he goes something like, "Oh, you're going to ask her what they identify as?" And she goes, and then he started talking, and she went, "Oh no, here we go. Someone give me a chair. This is going to be a long one."
That's what they do. Jordan Peterson's he's a trained psychologist, isn't he? And he used to work in a university. I think he still does. And I think about 7 years ago, it all kicked off at his university campus because of all of this.
He's
pronouns
very,
and stuff.
very.
He's a very clever guy.
Yeah.
I listened to him on Joe Rogan. I had to stop, not because he was boring me, but
He's
I
too
couldn't. I
intelligent.
couldn't make sense of what he was. He was going deep on some stuff, and I was like, what?
He's too intelligent. But we were saying, well, I think you've got it on your notes there about the there's a prison in America now that have got to give female prisoners condoms, because there is transgender people being transferred into women's jails but still having a fucking fully working penis. Basically, predators. They're literally letting predators into.
Yeah, I've got a clip here from a story that's a case of Karen White. This is a British man who has transitioned. Was legally still a man, but was put in a female-only prison. Both sides of the transgender rights debates are united in the belief mistakes were made. White entered the UK prison system as a transgender. However, despite dressing as a woman, the 52-year-old had not undergone any surgery and was still legally a male. She has also been convicted. She's also a convicted paedophile and
Great.
on remand for grievous bodily harm, burglary, multiple rapes, and other sexual offences against women.
Burner.
Yeah. Transferred to Newhall Prison in West Yorkshire. During a 3-month period at the female prison, she sexually assaulted 2 other inmates.
And then,
So I mean, like that just goes to show, doesn't it?
I'm
just gonna put a wig on and be like, oh, I'm a female.
So this goes on to somebody that I used to know. Well, sorry, I still know. He's a really good friend of mine. He used to always say, "I'm a fighter jet. I identify as a fighter jet, and if you say otherwise, then you're oppressing me."
How
And
fast was he?
And I can take you to... He wasn't very fast at all. He wasn't very fast at
Shit
all.
fighter jet. Then,
Mr. McCool, big shout out. But I was saying this to Tom the other day. I identify as a fighter jet now. Fuck it. I'm going to go and live on an aircraft carrier. So I'm going to stroll onto an aircraft carrier. I'm going to be stopped, and I'm going to go, "Get your hands off me.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter jet, and I live here." I could. Do you know what it is? The world is that crazy that I could probably take that to court and probably win.
I don't know about win, but it would be a lengthy, like, it would you'd be at it for a
How wouldn't
while.
I win? How wouldn't I win?
I don't know, mate. Don't give me that shit.
No, how wouldn't I win?
Do you know what it'd be? It would be something because of it being that awkward that they probably would just throw it out. They'd say, right, that's it, we're done.
So why aren't they throwing out stuff like this? Was it Karen?
Karen White. Yeah,
Karen White, who is legally a male.
Yeah.
She pops a wig on, a little floral dress maybe, a little bit of eyelashes, foundation.
Stop it! You get me going.
You know what I mean?
Whoa. But she's got a massive schlong.
And gets herself into
we don't know what the size is.
She gets herself into a woman's prison.
She doesn't want to be a male, but she still wants to carry. She still wants to use her male
She's a predator,
appendage.
mate.
Yeah.
So how wasn't that thrown out?
Well, that's the thing. It goes back to it because it's that awkward and that unknown that they would rather, for peace of mind, they would just rather throw it out and fucking let them do what they want to do.
Another one that we covered yesterday was.
But it's wrong.
I tell you what they would throw out if I went to the bank and demanded that to show them my bank account, and they'd go, hang on a minute, £3.50. That's not my bank account because I identify as a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, but that's
that should
different.
be,
that's different though.
Yeah,
it is different.
Silly though. Is it silly?
It's fucking ridiculous. But
It's within the realms.
Of course, it's within the realms. If I've got a dick and put a wig on, I can go to the woman's prison and stop.
But yeah, I just think it's like it's that much of an awkward subject that you don't want to discriminate. Yet this person's committed some absolutely outlandish,
heinous crimes.
crimes, but because of the topic and what it surrounds and the people that they may offend, they would just rather give this person what they want.
Yeah.
At the expense of some other person who's they know for full well with that track history of that person is going to go into that prison, even though he identifies as a woman, but he's a man, and go in there and absolutely do what he's done.
But instead of somebody sitting there going, hang on a minute, right, get that man out of this woman's prison. They're going, let's get a shipload of condoms in.
Yeah.
And give it to the females. That'll protect them.
But what about them? What about them? Like, can you imagine what them women must be thinking? Like, they're in the same place as someone like that, and all the government has got to say about it is, just give them some condoms.
It's the same as that Riley Gaines, that swimmer, and the male who got to compete with her. He was getting dressed, and he still had his cock. He was getting dressed in the same changing room as them. And they felt so uncomfortable that Riley Gaines even rang her father, told her father about what was going on when she was in the changing room, and her father was like, I'm coming down, and like there's going to be hell on. And then she was like, no, don't worry about it, I'm going to sort it. And that's exactly what she's doing now. She's sorting it.
So what's the backstory on that?
Well, she's a swimmer, but like a really, really high level swimmer, and obviously she's like a college swimmer, and a male.
So she's sort of taking a bit of a stand to it now.
Yeah,
making them heard.
And I tell you what, the other thing is, so I think it might have been one of the last races that she did. She drew with this said male, and at the end of the event, she got approached by the organisers, saying that these have both sort of drawn on this, drawn exactly to the second, and there is a trophy. I think it was like third place trophy. There is a trophy to be had, but I think it's going to be best if he holds it. It'll look better.
Yeah, I did hear about that as well. Yeah.
Really?
In a woman's race, the organisers went, I think it'll be best if the male holds it. And I'm like, does nobody see anything wrong with this? Or has everybody just got blinkers on or something?
Yeah.
But then you got.
I don't know whether that's the swimmer. It's the same swimmer I've got here, but there is another swimmer called Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson is that very man.
Is it?
That is the man.
Yeah.
Swimmer. Yeah, Leah Thompson.
So, national champion
Mm-hmm.
in the women's division. National champion.
But he was a mediocre swimmer in the men's division.
Yeah.
At best.
But then you've
Mediocre.
got the likes of, so I've got some more here. Victoria Ivy, who's a cyclist, won the Women's Master Track World Championship for the women's age 35 to 44 age bracket in 2018. She, on a side note, she defends her right to compete in women's sports despite accepting that trans athletes may have the upper hand. So she's saying, oh, yeah, I've probably got a bit more of an advantage than these women, but
Just a bit.
but it's all right, isn't it? Because I'm a woman now.
And the same people have been. So let's make a trans category, and I bet you every single one will be like, oh no,
Yeah,
because there won't be.
there won't be that much. Look,
Well, there'll be more competition. So if everybody was trans, they wouldn't be able to say, I'm definitely going to win this race because everyone's trans. If they went into a females division, they'd have an upper hand
yeah,
as still a biological male.
yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it?
So we've also got.
Because that wouldn't work because you segregated them. Basically, they'd see that as you're segregating them. I'm a male and I want to compete in the females because I want to win all the trophies, all the world records, because I can.
Yeah, that's a crap, yeah.
So we've got Alexia Serenry. Oh, I don't know. But she's a French rugby player, female rugby player, that competes in a top-level amateur women's rugby in France.
So what obviously she used to be a male, yeah?
Yeah. And she's bouncing around on the pitch, just throwing other women about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like a bowling ball down an alley, just like
That one?
See the picture of her. She's a big.
I think it may have been that one that I was listening to on the Joe Rogan podcast about. There was one where this biological male, transgender, went onto a female's. It may have been football team, like American football team or NBA team, and they had a game, and he was injuring players from the opposing team, and to the point where the coach of the opposing team had to go, "Well, you've got no more players left." Because that woman is injuring all me players. We can't play. We had to stop the game because this bloke was just running through females.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be allowed, mate.
Where's the? There's no competition.
But what satisfaction do you get as
Yeah.
that person though? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get that either. No.
But
Now,
like,
what I'm not seeing is that transgender. There's nothing. I'm going to use this term loosely, but there's nothing wrong with it.
No, like if you want to compete as an athlete, male, female, or other, like if you want to be an athlete, be an athlete. But like, and you want to be good at something, but there needs to be some sort of segregation because there is differences in the male and female biology.
Have you heard of that Dylan? Oh, it's on my notes on my phone. Dylan Morrissey, he's a big TikTok star. His first name's Dylan, I know that for a fact.
Dennis.
Dylan, I say his name, mate. No. He basically, in COVID, so he was a gay man, and I think it was around the start of COVID time, he started putting on TikTok videos of his transition into being a woman, and it's made fucking millions. Music video out. She sat in front of fucking Joe Biden. She had an interview with Joe Biden, and she was like that. Oh, he, whatever the fuck it is, she's like that. But now people are kicking off saying that she's just making a fucking mockery of females now.
What do you mean she's like that?
Skinny.
Oh right.
She's not. She looks like a little finger.
She's just.
she is a little finger.
Yeah.
But she's just making a mockery of females, and all these females are kicking off.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, it's like you said, when it goes back to that person in the prison, like if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to let that to accommodate someone like that, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Exactly. Going back to my point of, I'm a billionaire. I identify as a billionaire.
Yeah.
The floodgates are open. The floodgates are open.
If they're willing to do that, then there's no barriers on anything. Everyone can might as well just be in one.
Now,
thing.
this type of stuff is deep set in history. I'm really annoyed at myself because I had loads and loads and loads of notes, and I've got no ability to retain information.
And neither do I. That's why I got my iPad with me.
So do me a favour. Nah, doesn't matter. Cancel that because I can't even
Mind you, there's one.
remember what the word is.
Same while we're on this subject, you're saying about everything I've heard is all males wanting to transition and become females and going to female sports. What about the other way around? a female becoming a man and going
You
into
don't
a
hear
man's
much.
form.
You
No,
don't,
you don't.
You don't, because
They wouldn't do it. They
No,
just
they-
they know that I think they generally know that there's a difference in.
There's a gap in the abilities.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know because it just wouldn't work. It just would not work. But like you said, they're just, like anything.
On a side note, how many transgender females do you reckon there are out there who've regretted their decision?
thousands. There's people.
Jesus, like
Thousands.
could you imagine if I woke up one day and I was like, I feel like I want to be a woman, and then I got that feeling for years and years and years. I was like, right, you know what? I'm going for the surgery. I'm going for it. Get my cock inside out, because that's what they do. They don't chop it off. Common misconception. They kind of fucking
don't
do
chop
something.
it off and then they create a
kinda,
hole.
They kind of do something. I don't know. Tuck it up inside. Get some boobies, and then I'm like, sweet. And then I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's not reversible.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It might be. I'm not.
But that's the thing about these children now who are in these non-binary households who are going to be grown up now. These parents are pushing these children to have sex changes from male to female or female to male.
Yeah.
These kids don't know the arse from their elbow.
I don't like the idea of it being taught in schools either. They're trying to push it, like educate kids in
Make it
schools
part of mainstream curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it better. Like this is something
This
need to learn.
This is an adult.
They got an email from the school saying that they're going to start teaching about LGBTQ and stuff like that.
But that's optional, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You can opt out of it.
But then you'd still be worried, though, wouldn't you? You'd be like, well, you'd want to opt out of
You
it.
don't have to learn. You don't have to learn it in a class. You're going to see it in the playground. You're going to hear about it in the playground. You're seeing it on the TV.
The thing that annoys me with this is, like you said, that why not just let kids be kids?
Yeah.
Why are you putting kids of that age who are still learning and developing and just being kids? They everything they learn, they absorb it. They're like a sponge, aren't they?
Yeah.
All the information, they absorb it. They're learning constantly, and then you go and put that in front of them, and it's like they make it as if they need
It's a head
to
fuck.
take it in. Yeah, and it's not right.
You can only go so far as a parent nowadays. You can bring your child up to do right in society, this, that, and the other. Please, thank yous, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But then once they start getting older and they start going out into the world, they're going to start making their own minds up about this stuff.
But then they'll be at an age where they can make them decisions. And I just think when you're putting kids in a situation of that age, and it's like, if that's what them parents want to do with their kids, fair enough. But don't bring it on on families that don't want. They just want their kids to be kids. If you want to do that, then do that. But don't bring other people's kids into it, and don't make it like it's got to be learnt and it's something that they need to accept and they need to decide on whether they want to. Because it's almost like they want them to be one of of that sort of category of people. They want these young. I mean, it's just putting kids through all that when they don't need that. They just need to be kids.
I've always said to Jade, like, if Hudson James came in one day and says, Dad, I need to speak to you, I think I'm gay, I wouldn't even batter an eyelid. I'd be like, if that's what you want, son, just make sure that you're safe and make sure you're doing anything by just keep yourself right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you came in and went, Dad, I think I want to be a female, I'd be like, well, let's go in the garden and I'll fucking beat some sense into you.
Oh, bury
I
it.
think that you think for years like people who gays and lesbians, it's not as if it was like, I know years ago they said it was frowned upon, people didn't say anything, didn't mention it, but that is something that you can imagine being a thing. Like you can imagine certain men that would be, or women being attracted to the same sex.
I think that's the way this is the whole thing. It's going that way again. So back in 50s to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s or whatever, being gay was like a big no-no. Right?
Yeah.
It was nah. And like now, people are struggling with this whole transgender thing. But guarantee you fast forward 40 years, 50 years, there's going to be nothing about it. People are just...
It'll be something else. It'll be something weird, mate.
Yeah.
There'll be something else where people are going to be like, well, I've only got 2 arms and I want 3. So people are going to start walking around with fucking 6 legs.
But in your opinion, could you see a male being attracted to another male, or a female being attracted to another female, as a more acceptable thing than a bit identifying as a woman or a man on the opposite sex? you could imagine that another man or woman could be attracted to the same sex, but like you couldn't imagine someone deciding I'm a male but I want to be a female. Like unless society persuaded you to be that way. If we didn't have the operations,
The thing is, there are this whole thing's a grey area because there are children and there are transgender people who have come out and they've said, I always knew from early doors, like as a little boy, I'd dress up in my mum's clothes and this and that, and I'd put makeup on, and as the years went on, and it like, well, you know. Just a tiny little midget woman, yeah. And
Cool, banging the crackers
yeah.
I'm trying to loosen up a bit. So I think the old slouching's.
I'll loosen you up.
I'm up in my game now. Got straight back.
straight back, just
straight back. Not made out of Weetabix, Rob.
Yeah, I've got a bad back.
But yeah, like you get these people who they've been like that for years, and then they know, and then it's like, right, I'm gonna get something done about it.
What age did they realise?
Like they're young, like they're always thinking they're a little girl when they're a boy.
I don't really fucking understand that, which I don't get it.
I'm not saying I get it, but I'm saying that they've been like that for. Come here.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Come here.
Little
We should have a camera
fetish.
down here just for footsie competition.
Shall we?
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Because then all the people with foot fetishes will
That
be
means more
like,
editing.
this is my kind of
Bang
podcast.
on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But then
I only get my right foot out because my left foot's a bit that
I'm not being-
dank toenail.
I'm not being funny, right? But at what age did you start remembering things? So is there things now that you could look back and go, oh, I remember when I was that age. I remember that.
Yeah, but then there's certain things like you don't remember everything, but then you know if you had a bad accident when you were a kid, you remember that.
Yeah.
If you
there's always some things in childhood that you.
There's little snippets.
So I see
there.
my like some things you remember when you're a child. It's sort of like you said, like video that's been like edited, like snipped, cut, added, and it's like on a reel. I don't remember full things that you just remember. Like I suppose that you would say them as the most most memorable things that you can remember. But it's all in snippets, isn't it? But
if it's traumatizing or it's a really happy memory or like something really exciting, then it seems to stick out more. But obviously, the normal day to day of getting up, going to nursery or whatever, and then coming home having dinner, you don't remember it at all.
I assume I'm on the same page as you. I mean, are you on the same page in your own head? Like, do you think that you could think that way at that young age?
What think that I could be?
Yeah, I mean,
if I thought back, did I think there was a point where I was like, oh, I want to be a little girl?
Could you imagine?
Could I imagine
ever thinking that? No. That's why I struggle to understand how that works.
But then again, when we were younger, we never had what's happening now, because what's happening now is it's everywhere and it's on social media, and we didn't have social media when we were younger. So
them instances 10, 15, 20 years ago, I think it was subliminal. Like maybe you were living in a soft household, you were living in a very female orientated household.
I mean, I can understand like you got like, you know, lesbians or gays that are married, they want to start a family, so they adopt.
Yeah.
Or they
do you want to know the first kind of transgender? It wasn't even transgender though. It was, but my first memory of men wanting to be women is it's a film about this black guy. I think it's These Boots Are Made for Walking. You ever seen it? This black guy, like my mum watched it. It's like this guy and he's got some like red heels on or whatever. This black guy and he dressed
sounds sexy though.
He cross dresses. I was like, he's a bit of me, but he's I was like,
best one I've ever had.
It's a confusing time, but yeah, and then like Paul O'Grady and stuff like that. He used to cross dress. Like that's like
Paul O'Grady and
so it was always cross dressers. That was the only thing.
Lily Savage.
Yeah.
Whom?
Lily Savage. He was a cross dresser.
Who was Lily
Izzard.
Savage?
No.
Was that Paul O'Grady?
No.
Was Paul O'Grady Lily Savage?
Now this is going to be confusing because I don't know. Lily Savage was did he?
I'm sure Lily Savage.
Right, this is going to be our last little bit, by the way. But yeah, check that up.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Pull that up, fuckhead. Cool. I love you.
Let's have a look.
Is Is it Lily Savage?
Oh right, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul O'Grady.
Yeah, it's like,
So that was
but
his
he
alter
never transitioned.
No,
He just wanted to cross dress.
Do you know what though? He was
Cross dressing
actually-
was like, I don't know. If it was
He seemed
acceptable,
he seemed like a genuine person as well. Actually,
My mum used to love Paul O'Grady.
When he
He was a
said
good bloke.
when he
Yeah.
had
He used to get down the Fox now.
the old for the love of dogs. He did that.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
was pretty good. That I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
Battersea Dogs Home.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That was. He had that voice though. He had that same.
He was a Scouse as well, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah.
yeah.
But he seemed alright. But the whole the whole cross. You know, what they call that again when they dress up as women?
Cross dressers.
Is it just cross dressing? Is there an actual
Drag queen.
Drag queen.
Drag queen,
Yeah.
cross dresser.
It's
that sort of
it's
thing.
cool. It was like I don't see it as anything because that is kind of like selective, isn't it? You go to a club or something. Well, they call them clubs, didn't they? And they'd have a drag queen night, and everyone's there. The drag queen knows that they're going to go out there. They're dressing up as whatever they're dressing up as.
Yeah.
Everyone's there for a laugh, and then they go home. You know, and everyone's happy. But like, yeah, I just think today, like, you think that you could send your kids to school, and your kids going to school is a safe place to be.
No, especially not in America.
Yeah.
Pop, pop,
And
bang.
now it's becoming a place where a lot of these agendas get pushed on kids at such an early age, and I just think if that's what certain parents want, then fair enough. But leave other kids out of it.
Fucking leave us. Can I we're pretty much done now, but I want to leave on this note. Have you still got the fucking barcode on the peak of your cap?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it back at you, right?
No.
Yeah, that's another episode done. So like, share, subscribe. Find us on Instagram, Exceptional Nonsense, on Twitter as well. Exceptional Non on Twitter now, I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Did you change it?
No, you never.
I-
You were the one who set up the Twitter.
I
No,
changed
so
it.
you didn't
I
even
changed
get a
it.
chance to. It didn't
Oh,
even
you-
ask me to change to how I wanted the. Was it the hashtag?
I changed it. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
It didn't ask me. It just gave me that, so I didn't know if you could change it, and you did. That's all right. Then.
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube,
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music. Yeah, so
You can find us around.
yeah, have a little search, have a little dig around. You'll find some bullshit that we've put
Give
up.
us some. Give us some 5-star reviews, even if you don't like it.
Yeah,
Come
actually,
on, help
one
us
more
out.
thing as well. I would like to hear more. If anybody's got any constructive criticism, any criticism at all, negative.
Yeah,
or
give us
positive.
some bad comments so we can read them out later.
Yeah, just give us something so we know what we're doing. Know that what we're doing is right. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much for listening.
Ciao for now.
Peace.